Your voice sounds good today, Phil.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I think
I just love.
I don't know. I think it's the mic.
Even better, I like this mic. But because you was the last person talking, you doing the intro.
God damn it! Shit, you put me on the spot. Fuck. Shit.
Go back to Texas. Or go back to Frontier.
Right. Okay, well, good morning, good evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Global Nerdz Podcast. Like Darrell said, I'm the last one talking, so I gotta host this or, do this intro, whatever. You all should know me by now. My name is Phil. With me here is good old Mark Darrell himself, the master with a plan. Good old Nightly Wolf Ty and the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Crispy.
How you guys doing?
Doing well.
I was going to say hi, but I was looking at my screen like, is this picking up the noise in the background? Like, what's
It
going
probably
on?
is.
Right.
It's probably picking up my mic moving around. It's the core from my mic doing that, but yeah.
The mic hears all.
Yes, it does.
Fuck, is it a microphone or the Eye of Sauron, motherfucker? What is going on?
It's both at this point.
It's the man. They're listening. But let's get into this first weird off topic that nobody. I don't know who asked for this shit. I don't know who did. But Twisted Metal is coming to Peacock as a series with Anthony Mackie, Mr. Captain America himself, starring in the role there. Again, if you guys don't know what Twisted Metal is, it's like a death battle race car game. With Ice Cream Truck Man and the clown face. Who asked for this damn show?
I don't know. I've been wondering that myself as a fan of Twisted Metal. I loved playing Twisted Metal Black back on the PS2 a lot, to the point of I broke my copy and haven't been able to replace it in years. But
for me, like I feel like Bully Maguire when he just realizes he wants some nuts in Spider-Man 3. Like, you never consider that you would want something like this, but when you hear the prospect, it's just like, that could work. That could work. You could make that. Just don't put it on Peacock. Why Peacock?
I like Peacock. They have some good stuff on there, some good originals. But I'm looking at my camera I just turned on. Why do I have this expensive ass MacBook Pro? And I look like this camera was made from 1941. Like, this is terrible.
See, I never understand that because you think with all the amount of money as well as all the technology that we've got, they'd be able to make it like 4K in your camera straight away.
They should. I mean, the phone that I have, the iPhone 14 Pro, that shit looks good. Can y'all see my wallpaper? That shit fire, huh?
That's great. That's
okay.
great.
What? Yeah,
it captures the wall. It captures the
I'm
wall.
gonna turn off my background real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna turn off this background real quick. Change background, and I can show y'all what it looks like.
I don't know. I think the camera looks fine, but then again, you just look great. So
my background is so plain, y'all. It is so fucking plain. There's nothing on my wall but a speaker. You see a dusty ass fan, and it's just bland.
You ain't got no posters of there, no money.
This room is just sad. It's like
Chris, we need to change that.
It's a prison cell over here. Let me turn my background.
Oh man, sorry.
It's so plain that we had.
Not bad.
That's about our thoughts about the Twisted Metal series coming out.
No, seriously, it's just bland and darkness and death and sadness. It's just no hope. That's how I feel.
The only two black characters I could think of that he might play.
There's black people in Twisted Metal?
Yeah, there's one that drives a big, those big dump trucks at coal mines?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He has two of those as his vehicle, and his name's Axel.
You know what's funny? The only thing I knew about Twisted Metal was ice cream clown driving truck. That's it.
With the flaming head, which has no flaming head, which I will shun this if they do not fix that. If it's an origin story thing, fine. But
you want to
no,
shun
I'm gonna
them.
shun it. But we've
man.
seen with most movies that are adapted from video games have failed until the Mario Bros. Movie that is indeed probably going to surpass every single Frozen 1, Disney in general, just for opening weekend and within 2 weeks. As of Monday, they expect the Mario Bros. Movie to be $1 billion. $1
billion.
$1 billion.
Why have billions when we can have millions?
I shall
or
call
even
him
thousands.
Mini-Me.
I've been frozen alive for 60 years. Throw me a freaking bone here.
Yeah, that's sad. That's sad.
Speaking of weird, moving to a different topic because that was pretty much a short topic.
Because no one cares about Twisted Metal. No one was. First of all, hold on. Let's speak to our resident.
When you go back in there, you have fun.
I don't know, Mr. Brick, Mr. Mark, Mr. T with the crumpets. Did y'all even have Twisted Metal out there?
Yeah. It was like a big staple gaming thing, but no, like it had one or two. But then again, like we didn't ask for it, so like for a film or anything like that.
No one did.
But yeah, we had Twisted Metal. It was like one of the bigger things to have on the in the UK. Everybody loved it more than anything. I think I played the first one and maybe the second one, but just generally couldn't be bothered with it.
Right. Oh shit! You know what topic we forgot to add? Y'all keep going. I'm add it in here. We talk about Avatar, man.
Avatar again?
Which one though? We talking about the blue people, or we talking?
We
about
are talking about the only Avatar that matters. Okay.
Yes.
The Last Airbender movie coming out in October 2025.
Oh right.
It's Avatar Studios, not M. Night Shyamalan this time.
Dang.
Thank God. Thank Jesus.
Well, it's not in the eBay anymore, but different card games have been going a little wacky the past week. We got Tyler the Great Make-A-Wish card selling for, the last time I saw it on eBay, I had to relook it up, went for $190,000.
It went for a lot more, I think.
Oh,
yeah, it's like, let me just see if I can find it. So it went
about a card.
What was the finishing price on that eBay bid?
311,200.
Wow!
What? Dang.
Wow!
A lot of money.
300,000 is the final bid. Wow! Someone must have.
Camping
Wow.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, there was a Make-A-Wish kid like many years ago, whose last wish was to have his own Yu-Gi-Oh card made, and basically it was based on Trunks. There is only one card. This is the most rarest Yu-Gi-Oh card out there. Good news, he survived, and yeah, so they decided to sell Tyler the Great Warrior, and yeah, it sold for a lot of money. There is only one in the world. So therefore, there will never be another one of these ever made. So it was expected to go for a lot of money. So yeah, it was a really good thing in the end. So I'm glad it sold for a lot, and I don't know what he's doing with the money. I don't know if he's donating it or if he's just keeping it.
From what Simo has said on a couple of his shorts, a YouTuber I watch that does crazy things with YouTube or Yu-Gi-Oh, the card game. I think he only wanted like $10,000 out of it for expenses on something, and the rest was going to charity, whatever it went through.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't know what's going to happen to this card. Like, is it just going to be put in a vault somewhere? Because there is no way of guessing this ever again. So I wonder what's going to happen to him. But I'm guessing it went to like serious creators. Sorry, collectors, sorry.
Yeah, this normally a card price goes up the more it's played. At least in Magic the Gathering standards, that's how it was. Or with Yu-Gi-Oh, it's how broken it can be, if I remember correctly. But having because it is graded at a 7 near mint, it's one of a kind. It should be worth way more than this, I would say. But getting cards graded is probably the worst thing to do. In the sake fact of, oh, I just got this $30 card or $70 card that looks really good. I'm gonna go get it graded. That $70 card graded as, say, a 3 could drop the price instead of increase the price.
Well, I think
and you have to pay in for it too.
I think though with this one, it being that it's the only card ever made, so this isn't like any reprints. I think this would go for a lot of money, and obviously it has, because originally back in 2015, the guy fell on hard times, so he's thinking about selling it. He was offered $75,000. Or it was someone else saying like Mr. Grassel admitted back in 2015 he considered selling the card due to financial hardships, but the offer at the time was $75,000. This means the card would have sold. Oh, so it's 4 times more from the previous value. And to be fair, I don't think it's got a good effect properly. It's a warrior monster effect. The monster cannot be summoned. When this card destroys a monster as a result of battle and sends it to the graveyard, inflict damage to your opponent's life points equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. It's only a 3,000 attack monster, but like, yeah, it's so weird. But because I know obviously with Magic cards they're slightly different, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards are slightly different. But this being a one-off, like, I think it's a hot darn it. So it's like it's sold for the right amount.
And I think Magic was definitely taking part in this as well with their new Lord of the Rings set, which I think is the absolute stupidest thing they could ever do. Okay, let's release the One Ring. By the way, there's a 1 of 1 stamped alternate art. I believe it also has Elvish writing for its effects. We've covered this before.
Yeah, like I don't mind there being a one variant. I don't think that's a stupid type thing. Like if it was there is only one ring card at this, and yeah, I'd be like, that's a stupid thing to do. But from looking at it from a point of view of it's a variant, it's got Elvish on it, it's amazing, blah blah blah, I'd just be like, I think that's fine. Like if it was harder to get that one card, then fine. I guarantee you're going to see like tons of these all around. You're going to see in the bin, people just throwing them on the floor. They'll be like, it's just one card and that's it. And it's probably got a really bad effect as well.
I don't remember what it does, but I have to say there have been some really stupid people, speaking of values of cards, and it came across my YouTube, and my buddy Crispy, not that Crispy, well, Crisp Pie, I guess would be the best way to do it, but they're both crispy, it seems. Anyways, I digress. He came across An assembly line worker. I am not joking you. An assembly line worker who only took hits of Pokemon cards. And with Pokemon, it's alt arts, they're foiled, and the gold foiled rares. And they can be in upwards of almost 180 to almost 250 apiece. So he takes these and takes them to his local trade place, it was Trade Card Center, who then contacted Hasbro and Nintendo. And I think this is where, leading to a different topic, the crackdown began, because I think in total, he stole about $1 million worth of hits from Nintendo. And that's a hit.
God damn.
See, the guy wasn't the smartest, because what you would do is you wouldn't take every single copy of the Mew card or whatever card it was. You would take one or two, and that's it. And then you go to other towns going, I have two. And you do it, not to and go, I have an entire box full of them. You've got to be stealing them. You do it over time, and rather than just drop it straight away. It's like it's rookie mistake.
How I still want to know how he got those hits off of the assembly line. Like, that intrigues me. Like, there are cameras in this private room, and almost everywhere you look, there should be at least one or two cameras. How he did this amazes me.
He had the sticky fingers for real.
Yeah, two ways of doing it. Like, if you've worked there for such a long time, you would instantly turn around and go, right, I'm going to steal it, or I know, or maybe you mark the cards with them in, so that when you go, I'll just take them down to sourcing, you steal the cards.
Now, Nintendo and Hasbro have put out a warning to all people buying that specific set. I believe it was Sun and Moon specifically, that this would not affect the pull rates. Actually, buying Pokemon cards myself, the literal pull rates for Pokemon since Sun and Moon have been crap.
Dang. Shit, I haven't bought a Pokemon card since like what 98. So I don't even know the newest what you call it statistics and stuff.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, I bought stuff when I worked with cards, and then I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh person than I was with than Pokemon. I mean, I've bought one or two, but I've never pulled like, oh my god, Starlight Rare. I've just gone, okay, cool.
We should have held on to those. They'd be so valuable now.
Oh yeah,
I wish I still had my first gen.
I still have about 1,000 cards in my closet.
Nice.
So, yeah.
But let me ask you guys this, mainly Darrell, Philip, and Chris. Would you like Power Ranger cards that don't do anything and not come out with the dang morpher that we got in Megaforce?
I have some Power Ranger cards too, especially the new ones from Renegade Studios.
Yeah,
I have those.
So. I got some. Yeah, I got some of the old school comics from a toy expo yesterday.
Cards back then were okay, but the fact is, with Bandai, they don't put a lot of effort into their card games. So they had Digimon. Digimon's dead. Then
Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon's all the champions. Digimon, Digital. Hey, that shit knock.
But
nice.
I'm sorry,
what's the first comic?
First comic right here is Mighty Morphin edition 77. I don't know if you can see it.
I just love those trees.
Yeah.
Power Rangers is full of forest right now.
Got edition 81 to
Fear the Cat.
Edition,
Fear the Omega Cat.
Edition
Omega Cat.
And the Altarian War. Edition 82, I think. And a whole bunch of other Altarian Wars.
When did Kaya become a cat? That's what I want to know.
It was
a good question.
It was somewhere in one of them where it's just like Kaya. I absolutely hated it. I reviewed it and it was like a 3-minute video of like, this is shit. And I just walked away from it because I was just like, are you making a fucking cat a Power Ranger? Well,
I thought it was hilarious, really.
I just thought
they already made a cat a Power Ranger.
It wouldn't be the wildest thing they've done.
They already made a cat a Power Ranger. She was the pink Mind Morphin, the pink Zeo, the pink Ninja. I mean, come on now.
That's
okay.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, pink Mind Morphin, pink Zero, pink Zeo, pink Ninja,
pink Turbo,
SPD. We talked about that.
Oh yeah, SPD was literally a cat too as well.
Yeah. But they made a cat, a big cat that doesn't speak, just goes meow. I'm like, oh, I fucking hate this.
Wasn't he a ranger as well?
Hey?
Or was he just a magician?
Oh.
No.
That talking cat from Mystic Force.
Oh, Jinx,
no.
Or whatever his name was.
Gingy,
yeah. He was just a Janie.
Oh, okay.
He was in the morpher. No, he wasn't. Oh, sorry. He was in the weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they had one ranger who turned into a wolf. Like, they had, like, other animal Power Rangers, too, right? Like,
yeah, the furries was going wild at a certain point in time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you mean
if we ever
Zoolander, I think it is?
I mean, you had Doggy, Kruger. I mean, the furries was going wild in a day. Yeah, you had
SPD Cat.
Ranger.
Bro,
right.
what the fuck's gonna happen if we get furry Power Rangers, man?
Oh,
Body Hitmaster Org with your cupcakes.
Chris, we have Zoolander. We can go into that.
Oh, what?
But stop talking about my series. I haven't even released it yet.
Oh, so you make it furries? The Power Rangers?
Werewolves, man. Werewolves. Jeez. There's a difference.
I was not talking about your show. I promise.
Oh, no.
Shut up. You get a big basilisk snake thing. Again.
I'm down. Yeah.
Then again, you play a dragon, so.
Yeah. I mean, basilisk. So I play a dragon with a basilisk. That's sweet.
I don't even know what that is, but okay.
A basilisk is like a giant serpent, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
Do not show me no image of that. I do not want to see that shit.
Did you guys want to? I got 3 other things at the expo yesterday. By the way, did you want to see? Or
I mean, since we're on the subject of it, all right.
Got seasons 1 and 2 of Transformers Beast Wars on DVD.
Oh, yeah, dang, $10 a piece.
Yeah, I got a percentage off though because season 2 wasn't there. And last thing, I swear to God. But anyone remember Lego Island Extreme Stunts?
Absolutely not.
There's some classics.
Yeah, man. It's not one of their better sets, but I saw it and it's just like, that's a classic. I'm getting it. But yeah, sorry. That's all my crap. That's all my crap. It's great.
Right. No, it's all good. Like I don't know. We're still on the subject of cards being stolen and sold, but
that's crazy, man.
But I swear, you cannot make up these stories when it comes to Nintendo and Hasbro and the Pokemon Company and shit. You cannot make up these stories, and I say this because Hasbro has literally outdid themselves. Yeah. And it probably won't hit like major streaming news server until sometime later this week. But Hasbro has outdid themselves with literally sending a mercenary group to harass a person over Magic the Gathering card. They sent
the fuck?
Yeah. I'm legit serious. They sent a mercenary group to harass this dude over a pack of cards that he got legally that wasn't supposed to be released for 2 weeks.
Yeah, I saw that.
He got it legally.
Fuck Hasbro then, I guess. Don't get their
And
cards.
the group, right. And what makes it worse is the group that Hasbro sent to this guy's house was none other than the Pinkertons. You're telling me a group that I thought was legitly fake and made up for Red Dead Redemption 2 is real?
No,
and was
they're
sent
real.
to a person's house
Yeah.
to harass this man and his family over a packet of cards.
Yeah.
How the hell?
That's like underworld shit, man. Oh my
I don't even
God.
know what the Pinkertons are. That sounds like a band from the UK that specializes in folk music.
So
Hasbro's run by Cobra Commander.
So the Pinkertons are a real group. Apparently, they were established in the 1930s or 40s, according to one YouTuber. But they're like Black Ops or something. You don't hear about them.
Yeah, because who's going to look for anybody called the Pinkertons?
Yeah. Can you imagine you sat there in your room, sorting your magic deck out or doing something different, and then these people come in and be like, Hasbro won the cards back. What card? You can literally turn around and give them any cards. Here is the set that came out 5 years ago. Hasbro send the regards. Like, how petty does how much money would that cost back? Someone at their office would be like, just wait 2 weeks. Like, they're not going to sell them. They're not going to do anything. Wait 2 weeks. And it's just
they had to pay for the Pinkertons. You know how much the Pinkertons cost?
Right.
Yeah, just
they got an album to put out. Come on now.
I'm pretty sure that it's a big amount. Mercenaries probably do cost probably like 200,000 per unit, or sorry, per person per unit. It would be like upwards of $70,000.
Right.
I'm guessing though, but
I mean, I have the article right here. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's long as hell, but I'll read like a good part of it. Oh Jesus! Hold on, I gotta start laughing because this shit is fucking wild as hell. Okay, so Hasbro sent the Pinkerton Agency, historically known as mercenaries, to retrieve expansion packs of Magic the Gathering cards. The cards in questions were acquitted unwittingly by all accounts by a YouTuber that goes by the name of Dan Cannon. Cannon made videos discussing the events after they happened. Poor reporting by Polygon and Gizmodo. So this is legit. And so Hasbro owns a company, owns multiple companies. So apparently they own a company called Wizards of the
Waverly
Coast.
Place?
Also, huh?
The Wizards of Waverly Place. That's what they call
it. Well, I mean, shoot, it might as well be, but the company is called Wizards of the Coast. Yeah. So Wizards of the Coast attempted to contact
You sure
Cannon.
This is not some YouTube
this
fake
is legit.
stuff? We got the Pinkertons, the Wizards of the West Coast. Come on now.
No, this is legit. Bruh. I did in-depth research before I went to bed last night on this shit, so this is real.
So where's main base at? Is it the Titans Tower of Los Angeles? Like, I don't understand.
Right. Bruh. I'm just saying, they send mercenaries to this man's house to harass him, to get a pack of cards back that wasn't supposed to be on the market for 2 weeks. You harass him and his family to get cards back. You basically beat down his door.
Yeah.
To get stuff back that he legally bought. This makes no sense to me.
The whole story doesn't make no sense. I'm over it.
Yeah. You kind of think that it comes out in 2 weeks. You'd be like, fuck it. Like, this was the worst thing we've done. Just let him have it, because he's going to talk about it. This is how the combo's doing. You know, it builds up hype. You just know it's some person at Hasbro just like fucking sending the boys. But it's 2 weeks. Fucking send in the boys now. Hire them. But they're going to cost like $5 million. Fucking send them in. No one gives a shit. And it's just like, why? Why would you? I don't understand. Like, just Hasbro, mate, and Wizards of the Coast are like just doing really random shit. At the end of the day, just let the guy have his cards and then sack the person who sent it to them.
This week is crazy. We got the Pinkertons, the Wizards, the West Coast. We got the IRS coming after Queen, Beyonce. Like, I don't understand what's going on this week.
Bro, all I can hear right now, is Arthur from Red Dead Redemption 2 saying, "Goddamn Pinkertons!"
Now, this also ties in with Nintendo a bit because say goodbye to charitable speedrunners who love to speedrun Nintendo games. Nintendo is cracking down on all YouTubers, all Twitch users about content. Even though it says in their fair use content, they can use it with commentary and do all this stuff. But apparently, something with Tears of the Kingdom, Legend of Zelda, or Breath of the Wild triggered Nintendo enough to start cracking down on YouTubers. Point Crow and 3 other speedrunners got hit with copyright strikes on 100 plus videos. Their channels are basically almost dead in the water right now. They're still fighting it.
It's very simple.
It's over modded content, I believe.
So mods I can understand to some degree, but Nintendo's always like this. I mean, hell, like a few years ago, the second that you put up a Nintendo, like if say you were playing, say Super Mario, whatever, or any Nintendo game, Nintendo would just come out of nowhere and like strike your video, and you had to sign up to be on their basically the Nintendo partner program on YouTube, where YouTube would take their percentage out of your ad revenue, and then Nintendo would take an extra like 20 to 30% out as well, leaving you with absolutely nothing because you're covering their games. This is, to me, like, this is nothing new than Nintendo. Like, Nintendo is, everyone thinks it's like, oh, it's a really, really nice one. No, they're fucking bastards. Like 100%, they're fucking like dicks. Because if you're gonna literally like slap someone for making modded content, or speed running, I mean, how many people in here, when you buy a brand new game, do you go, I need to fucking speed run the shit out of that right now? Or do you just play the game?
I just play the game and never finish it.
Yeah. I just play it.
Yeah, I think it's a shame because like Netflix just Netflix, what the fuck? Nintendo, they just refuse to communicate, and they very clearly want their games to be played a certain way, and they are just like, they have a very specific standard in mind, and they're just not budging from that position. And they know they can get away with that kind of asinine stubbornness because the nostalgia of their games has its teeth synced into us, so we won't go away.
Yeah. It's the thing with Nintendo is, they're a very old company, and at the end of the day, someone's going to turn around and they're going to want to like play a game differently. Like, there could be 1,001 people playing Mario Odyssey, but then when someone turns around and says, right, I'm going to do it slightly different, like, oh, no, you're not allowed to do that. We'll have to take you to court and we're going to slap you down. And you're just like, just let me play you've got my $60. Just let me play the game I want.
What gives them the fucking right to tell somebody how to play a game they bought? The fuck?
No, I do agree. Modding is a bad thing to do, but sometimes it can improve the game. That
free marketing.
Well, it could be fun.
Plus,
I mean,
well, Point Crow does a lot of different mods to where he wants to challenge himself. He's beaten Breath of the Wild many times. He's like, okay, what can I do now? Oh, here's a mod for every time, because he plays on Twitch with his friends and viewers. And he's like, okay, chat, make me say stuff, and if I say a certain line, something happens. Like bears. Bear joke. It spawns in 10 bears. Oh no, you're not going to make me say lions. Oh crap. And Lionels pop up. Like, challenge runs are fucking hilarious to watch. And we see this with speedrunners where they have different categories. I remember that
Nice.
game.
Yeah.
But speedrunners do all sorts of challenges. With Nintendo cracking down on challenges like this for mods, that they put in the disclaimer, which is also fair use. They're changing some part of it, but they're also they're kind of hacking their system, their own system, which I disagree with. That breaks the game. You're not even in the episode. Shush.
But they're not breaking the code.
No, they are breaking the
No,
code.
they're rewriting the code.
I think. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're modding it to make it think, as long as you're not saying, and this is how I did it, I mean, there've been plenty of mods that I've seen online that I've gone, oh shit, that looks really, really cool. But then again, I wouldn't turn around and say, okay, guys, this is how I did it, because that just gets like slammed. I think just at the end of the day, if you've paid for the money for the game and you want to stream it in your own way, just do it. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to do anything bad. It's not going to devalue the game. It makes people go, shit, I want to buy that even more now. And then it's like
exactly
remarketing.
Yeah.
And my whole thing with it is, okay, this is a thing. And like you said, they're not actually showing how to do it. Go after the tutorial videos. They're showing you how to mod your system.
It just to me, like, at the end of the day, if it happens, but which obviously it does, I just think Nintendo need to really open their eyes, because if you look at like how Nintendo used to be, like, they would hate any sexual content, and then now it's just like, fucking just here's as much hentai games, or here's Bayonetta, like, make us super seductive, sexy as shit, and then Nintendo are like, yeah, it's fine, that's absolutely fine, you do you, please play that game. We're not going to censor any of our games, where, like, say Sony and Microsoft are like, censor this and stuff like that. So it's just to me, it's very weird on how Nintendo can be on one side, but the second it's someone goes like, oh yeah, I modded Link to speak lines from Shrek, and every single time that he interacts, he quotes something from Shrek. Like, you generally think that would be interesting. It's like, nope, got to sue you, got to take this down.
Like, why are we still funding Nintendo at this point?
I have no idea, and I think with Nintendo, like all the stuff I've heard quite recently, just makes me go, I don't want to buy. I'd buy Nintendo games, but I'd buy them secondhand, because I'm not going to give Nintendo all my money, because they're just a shitty company at the moment.
Yeah.
And I find it extremely stupid, even secondhand games. I just bought Super Mario Strikers for almost, I think it was almost $50, still used, and it goes for $60.
Oh wow!
It really is kind of fascinating, because the dichotomy between a company that shitty and products that great, the disconnect there is so notable, because, like, you don't make products that good without at least an understanding of the heart that goes into it. And like, but the company itself, the ones higher up, they're so disconnected that they completely just go all fascist on how you can experience that. Like, my God, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just so weird of them. But I just kind of think that in the end, Nintendo need to change, but they won't, because they're so stuck in the past.
Exactly.
It's like, oh, someone's watching Super Mario Odyssey, that might take away from the player's experience. Strike them down. It's like, no, because if I went and watched Mario Odyssey, I want to say, is this game any good? So I'm going to obviously watch someone play that maybe the first 5 minutes and go, do you know what? This is actually okay. I'll buy this now.
I mean, that's free advertisement on the children. So why the hell are they cracking down on people? Basically putting out their game and basically marketing their game for free and shit. It makes no sense.
It's just because Nintendo are just the way they are, and it will not change until someone at the company
Can y'all see
decides
this
to take
video
it away.
real quick? Let's just watch it.
Decapitation! I'm sorry. That scene in last night is glorious.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree.
Well.
Nintendo needs to change, and they need to clarify their rulings on streamer content. Because from what Point Crow was saying in his video, all modded stuff is fair use. It is changed up enough for streaming purposes. Right. But in the main circle, it says no modding of the games, etc. So it's double-sided for sure, and they need to clarify. They should not be taking all these YouTubers to court and striking down videos for copyright.
And honestly,
they're stupidly serious about all this stuff.
Yeah.
Then take down, go to people like Spike Vegeta, Skybills, all these people who speed run this game for their communities, for charity, and strike them. Make Markiplier. You think Nintendo's going to go after Markiplier or Jacksepticeye if they would?
Probably would.
But those are two whales right there.
Yeah, and so is GDQ, who is basically a convention of gamers and people who want to do charity. They've raised over $5 million, I think, was their last main goal. And Summer Games Done Quick is coming up here in a few months. You gonna shut that down?
Let's just say that Nintendo are shit. So
yeah.
I'm being checked out.
They have to just they got to communicate. They have loyal followers. They have loyal fans who love what they've done. Communication here, it really is like the Chemical X in the Powerpuff Girls formula, man. If they could solve so many of their problems if they were just straightforward and clear on what the goddamn policy is. It's like with YouTube. Right. Yeah, it's like with YouTube.
I mean, they'll probably in the end actually get better, but I think right now they're just in a state of, if you're taking enjoyment away from us, then we're going to take enjoyment away from you.
Yep. Yeah, they'll get better once people stop buying their products and games and stuff, and their sales drop to almost whatever that red line is to where they're starting to almost hit a bankruptcy level.
Which I don't see Nintendo getting at anytime soon, especially with I guess this is another complaint. May 11th on my birthday, as soon as I get done with work, me and Bobby are going to go get Tears of the Kingdom. It's an 11 o'clock release, but the collector's edition at $120 may not be there. They have limited number of runs for collector's editions, and this happened with Resident Evil 4 Remake. We don't even know if GameStop is going to get this collector's edition because Nintendo or Capcom are too stingy about their collector's editions. They announce them and say, oh yeah, we're going to have this collector's edition. You get this, this, and this.
Oh, Zelda.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. But they're so stingy about even releasing their product. They'll release the main game.
It's probably to bring up
and mass quantities.
It's probably to bring up like supply and demand. If, say, for example, you say there are 10,000 limited editions, but then you only send to stores like say 300, then it makes you want to go and like go back and look, to spend more money, or go to the website where they can control it. Or they're just really shit and just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, when even a big company like that is that stingy about the money, it really says a lot about our funny relationship with money. Like, it's supposed to be a tool. It's supposed to be a resource that you use, and yet we have many people like it just gets hoarded, even when it'd be better to use it as an asset to bring in more good shit in the long term.
Now, case in point, and this is probably a reason we're getting cut on collector's editions as well, and why Capcom was worried about RE4 Remake. I'm on eBay right now for the collector's edition for Tears of the Kingdom Legend of Zelda. $174, $259, $230, $200, $218. They're scalpers.
Well, yeah, because it's supply and demand. But the fact is that, I'm not condoning scalping or anything like that. Make it harder. But some people end up, obviously, they are going to sell it. Like, if you can get 2 copies, what that one copy could end up buying the other one. You sell it for double the price. You get the one item for free. But this has been going on for years. And the fact is that Nintendo should be looking into it, or whichever game company decides to do like limited editions should be looking into it and going, okay, so if we flood the market with say an extra 1,000 of them, people instantly go, all right, cool, there's a lot of stuff that we can get. Like, I mean, we don't get half of what you guys get when it's limited edition. We get shit. But I know that if I could easily, if I need to make money, I'll go, okay, well, this person is doing this. I'm going to buy it from game, and then I'm going to sell it on for a little bit more. But again, like I could just go directly to the to the manufacturer, like say go to Nintendo.com or whatever, not sponsored, but then buy it direct from them.
I mean, I'm not going to be butthurt if I don't get a collector's edition on my birthday. It's mainly for Lou, because I have a tough time with Legend of Zelda games some days. But
it's a time tank, right?
Yeah, but I definitely want the collector's edition because it comes with an art book, and it has some really neat art that got leaked. But it's just so hard to get some days. I mean, I got one collector's edition in my life, and that was Doom 2016. So I got the Revenant out in the living room.
I have quite a few collectors. I have that Jump Force. You remember that game that came out? Oh, it was like
Jump Force.
Yeah, I was sent that by GameStop. They sent me the Xbox Collector's Edition where it came with like the game and the statues and stuff like that.
Nice.
I have the Collector's Edition from. Do Battle for the Grid count? Even though it didn't come with anything, they just call it the Collector's Edition.
I always think
nah, unless it actually comes like a physical item, then nah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Well,
that's what I would say.
That was a shit game. Such a shit game.
Like, yeah, I just recently tried to play it last night, and it was like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no, I fucking hate it.
That'll be another topic that I can rant on, and why I think Xenoverse is much, much better. But Jump Force is what I wanted so badly, but Xenoverse era or systems. But I think making your own characters is a nice thing, but
Street Fighter 6, you can make your own character.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. I seen my character. But yeah,
I'm gonna get that game eventually.
So Star Wars has definitely been making some news.
we don't talk about Star Wars.
Really? Are you sure? Because Jedi Survivor seems to be kicking it up there.
Yeah, I have not even purchased the game.
FPS, man. 360
I just
FPS.
haven't even. I bought the first one, Jedi Fallen Order, and I bought the deluxe edition and whatever. I was about to buy this one. It was like, Mr. Peace, have you not learned? You should not buy a video game post pandemic because it's not going to be completed correctly. And sure enough, it has so many issues, and I'm so glad I saved my money. So glad.
I mean, like Jedi Fallen Order, even when that game was great, by the way, but even that one came out just so completely unfinished when it was otherwise fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's. Do you guys know if other than like the 360 FPS shit and like the stuttering and all that, like, do you know if the game, I don't know, at least has good, looks like it could be good when that gets fixed up?
Yeah, some of the reviewers I've been saying that the story is okay. Gameplay has improved drastically since the first one, but there are so many bugs there that can get in the way and hinder your experience with it. So all depends on if you can look past the bugs.
I just want to know one thing: does he have a poncho?
I don't know, but there are a lot more customization things you could do in this one than you could the first one. You know, give him a goatee, a long hair, mohawk, change his clothes, the colors of it, all that type of stuff. It has a lot of customization things on here. I just wish you can make him. You can make your own Jedi instead of do it has to be always be Cal. Can you make your own Jedi? That's what I want the next Jedi game to be. Make our own Jedi character.
Well, we got that with the Knights of the Old Republic MMO, but
that came out in 14 years ago.
That is still running today. That is rivaling World of Warcraft right now.
Yeah, no. I want a new game. We need some new games, man.
Shoot, there's actually talk of a Knights of the Old Republic remake.
Right.
Which I'm all for. Knights of the Old Republic was fun back in the day. Well, I think Knights of the Old Republic did get a remake because of the Switch port, but we definitely need a full remake, as it were.
Right. So, well, I think BioWare is the one that developed that game, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I have no idea. But speaking of video games, something that I wish we would get is a Power Rangers official console game. But I mean, hell, they can't even fix a budget for a damn prop, so we ain't getting no damn video game. So
yeah.
Anywho,
is our segue into our next topic of Mr. Bennett on Twitter and how a certain thing has kind of like popped up to make people like kind of annoyed at their decisions.
I already yawned at this story, but yeah. Background. People was mad that in the final scene where Robo Reader has been destroyed by Zach, they could have used the power blaster. Hence, that would have been great to see on the base screen or whatever. But they didn't come up with the power blaster because it would have been too much money off a financial burden to create that prop. So that's why we didn't get it in the final project. Yeah. That comes from the EP himself. Me, on the other hand, first of all, Mr. Simon Bennett, if you're watching, because I know you are, you talk too damn much. Please shut the fuck up. People do not need to know the behind the scenes things. Like, please shut your mouth. You are in a higher position of power. You should not be talking this candidly and transparent with the public. First of all, you are an artist. You are from the theater background, which is why we have mutual respect. I freaking love you like that. You should already know when you put out a piece of art, it is subjective. People are not going to like it. People are going to love it. You cannot formulate a plan to see which one's going to fall, which way the ladder is going to fall. All right. So it's art. Therefore, don't talk about it publicly. Especially when you are producing a show, especially one as this. You should not interact with the fandom, especially about behind the scenes things when they do not have a comprehension of how this stuff works. If you want to say anything, lie to the public. That's Hollywood 101. Lie to the public. You could have easily, completely took that question. I know what you need. You need etiquette. What is it? Media training. That's what you need, Mrs. Simon Bennett. Because if I was posed that question, why didn't we have the power blaster? I wouldn't have gave them the truth. I would have simply said, because you know what? This was such a integral connection between Zach and Roborito and how she took out his most valuable friend. It was very personal for Zach to land the final blow against her, along with the power axe. That's what I would have said. Completely shift the focus from we ain't had the money. We know Power Rangers is broke. We know this is a brand that Hasbro E1 doesn't really care about. They bought it. They thought there was some value in it. Then they saw that it ain't valuable at all. We know it's shit. It's shit. Okay, there's no way to go around it.
And like I said on the post itself, replying to him, and he liked my comment. You need to think about budget restraints, and I think a lot of it was blown on the CGI. The really crap CGI.
But that's not even the main thing, though. It's about him. The whole problem with Simon Bennett is he talks too much. He gets into dialogues with the general public, again, who has no knowledge about behind the scenes, and if they do, it doesn't matter. We are not supposed to know movie magic, okay? We are not supposed to know what's behind the cloth. We are supposed to be just amazed at what we see and take it for what it is. If he didn't open his damn mouth about why we didn't get the Power Blaster, we wouldn't be in this conversation where we have to talk about it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get what you mean and stuff like that, but I kind of like having Simon talk about all this sort of stuff, because it makes some interesting things of, like, you know, if you've got a question about the show and you go, hey, why did this happen? And then he goes, because of this. I find it a bit more kind of, it's nice to have someone talk about it rather than.
Did you put it into an article with Variety or Go Somebody Podcast, or have a Instagram live session where you just talk about it, but you don't directly respond to people day in and day out, to where now you got to put a tweet up like he just put out earlier today talking about if anybody trolls me again, I'm going to block them. Why are you so damn sensitive? Why are you in this? You put yourself in this predicament where your back is against the wall. This is your fault.
Yeah.
I will stick up for him on some things, because I know he does bring a lot of stuff on himself. But the fact is that when you have certain people, like, he'll say something like, oh, the reason why I did this or did that, and then some people try to have a go at him or try and make fun of him. Like, it's stuff that could easily be ignored. Like, if he said something like, I like to blah 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 blah, and then someone like clowned on him because of a silly remark. But I think, like, some people will just like quote tweet him and then try and make it his like tweet, like that whole thing where he said, like, oh, you can watch Once and Always like this, and then someone was like, are you calling me fucking poor? And it's like, he didn't say anything like that. He said, this is how I would watch it. This is how I'm going to watch it. And so, no. You call me fucking poor.
This is why you do not open the door to let in any type of guest, okay? That is the problem. People in these power positions should not do it. Do you see Beyonce talking about anything to anybody? You could talk about her face, her husband, her babies. She would not respond. You know why? Because she don't give a fuck about us peasants. That is how these celebrities should act. We should not have access to them.
Does Beyonce actually say anything if someone was just like, oh, so how did you drop that beat? What was the tempo, or what BPM did you use, or what? Does she respond?
Says nothing. She says nothing. You know what she does? She would go on an exclusive interview with some Variety or LA Times, whoever it is, and give out her statement. And that's all we get. That is how you do it. And when you handle yourself, when you make yourself so accessible to the world, that opens the door to so many issues, and you kind of trapped now. Simon Bennett has opened Pandora's box, and he can't close it.
I just think at times it's nice to have it, but I think the problem is it's when maybe answering too much. But it just shows that you've got a connection to someone that says, hey, I'm listening. Because let's say, for example, they do Once and Always 2, and they go, right, what was the main concerns? The CGI was shit, so we fixed that. We've got the Power Blaster. We've got something completely different. But it's like when people want to ask certain questions, like, oh, what are the specifications for working on Netflix? And someone says, oh, and then he goes this, and this. It's interesting to quickly set up like to tweet out and say go into Variety. And again, I don't think Variety would like Simon Bennett. Just be like, oh, you're back again. It's like the 5th time this week, Simon. Like, why? I think it just shows that you've got some connection to the fandom, but I think it gets a little bit too far. If someone turned around and said, so what toilet paper does Tommy use to wipe his ass with? And then it's like, fuck. Because I think someone like ages ago kept going on about loads of different things, and Simon was just like, fuck you type thing, or just ignored them. So I like the connection that you have with him, but sometimes it can be a little bit too much. And just don't answer to the crazy people.
That's the thing. You have to discern exactly who you're talking to. If it's not someone who has a complete interest in the arts or the background behind the scenes or whatever it is, don't answer the fucking question. You know someone is being an asshole, but then again, he is from Australia. This is no excuse, but it is an excuse. I don't think he actually know what sarcasm is, especially when people are trolling on the internet.
That one I will say no to.
Yeah.
I would say no to that one, kind sir, because they come from the British as well, and we are known for sarcasm. I just think it's easier in person, but I think I'll kind of agree, because when online it's a different tone. Like some people can't read into the tone of things.
Yeah, but, you can't.
Yeah, but with him being he doesn't understand sarcasm, the Australians they definitely understand it.
I don't know. It's once you open Pandora's box, it's very hard to get it closed. Yeah. For one, just us, we're on a smaller scale. But when anyone asks us about how the podcast doing, can we get on, or you should let us help with your branding, I think Mark, you should know, especially Isaiah, if he was here, we should know so many people done came into the DMs like, yo, let us be in charge of your marketing. We could get you access to 1 million certain people, blah, 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 blah. I'm not responding to that shit.
Yeah.
First of all, who are you? What are your credentials? And why do you certainly have an interest in our podcast? Why?
I think that sort of thing is like you pick it up over time. And I think the same things like with Simon, like maybe when he went into this, he didn't understand. And then now he's like, shit, yeah, all these people are coming in asking me stupid questions like, how does Tommy shit? And then those are the certain things that you kind of ignore.
But his dumb ass would answer it. That's the thing. He answers every time someone come up to him with a stupid thing. Well, why is it Tommy holding hands with Kat if they've been married for so many years? First of all, why are you even engaging? Just don't engage. Let the art stand for what it is, and later on release it behind the scenes like everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to see behind the scenes, but then sometimes certain questions that you may have, like you may completely forget, like he will answer them. But I think now he's probably is learning a lot. I mean, the one that, because you said about with Kat holding Tommy's hand, that brought up something that I actually get really angry about. That's because of like letting other people write characters that they have no history with, or that they've forgotten, or they don't care, or they want to change it to suit their narrative. So seeing that sort of stuff is interesting. But again, I easily he couldn't have said it, but then it wouldn't have sparked me getting really super angry about it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the fact is, like, people will come and ask questions much later on in life when he's moved on, and I think that's absolutely fine. But the next person, like say Jonathan Entwistle, I guarantee he's probably not going to say anything about Power Rangers. I think he'll just tweet out his opinions, and I think he'll just say, "I'm working on this now," and then that's it. And then we'll never see him ever again.
Yeah. This is the tweet, and I quote from Mr. Simon Bennett. He said, "My patience is wearing pretty thin. I will block anyone who trolls me. I don't have the time or energy to deal with it." Dude, you should never have the time or energy. If you're producing a show, what time do you have to get on social media?
Right. Yeah, but then I just read that.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that one, but then that's like turning around saying, you should go to work, sleep, eat, then go to work. Like, a guy's gonna have to tweet at some point. I think it's just
no. I disagree, because you don't have to tweet. You can do something else with your time.
Yeah, but then like they're saying like, okay, I'm going to take this away from you type thing. So it's like, oh, you can't watch TV, or you have to, you're always constantly working. You've got to have some time. You've got to kind of like look around and go, right, well, I've got 5 minutes. I'll jump on Twitter, or hey, I'm going on Instagram, or I'm going to post a photo.
So well, then again, we got freaking the actors finding every little scene they can or something to post on social media. And I've seen it at least with Hunter. She during production, she would post at least 3 times a day.
Yeah,
and it would be different set scenes.
Yeah, because it's a way of de-stressing. Because like, can you imagine how boring it would be if you wake up, you'd say 5 in the morning, you're in work until say 6 the next day, you eat and then you have to go to bed because then you have to be up again. There's a time where you have to relax and go, okay, maybe I'll post this, maybe I'll tweet this. I think it's just then when it takes up your time and you go, shit, I should have been working on a show for like 3 hours ago. I'm now on Twitter. That's when you've got to have a healthy, I'm going to take a step back.
No, I get it. You could do whatever you want with your time, but you should not be ever engaging with something that you put on art with people. That's just what you shouldn't do.
And it goes back to that whole community thing I said last week. You're going to have the split community. You're going to have the people who are actually asking Simon, well, hey, what about this? Why didn't that come in? And he'll legitimately bring in why he couldn't. And then you got the assholes, the trolls that will go to that comment and go, oh, he did that because he didn't want this. It was all his fault type thing and make it worse.
I think, yeah. I mean, when you've got trolls, and again, like you'll have people who think they're super funny and then they're going to get lots of likes. And then it's more like, in fact, you're just pissing him off. Like he could turn around tomorrow and go, right, I'm done. And then someone could turn around and say, oh shit, well, I want to know how this works. And then he just doesn't tweet. He'll just say, oh, I'm going off to this place or I'm going to that. And then just change the thing. Again, it could work in his favor or it could not. I think just at the end of the day, like he needs to learn where to draw the line. Like, yeah, don't respond to everyone. Don't jump into every single conversation. If someone says, I don't like this, and you're like, rah, 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 rah. But then also, like looking at the trolls who turn around and try to make him look stupid just so they can get a few likes or be like, haha, see, I got Simon to say mayonnaise and, he said that he'd never say it. Ha, look at me. All right, cool. You just look like a massive prick for no reason to try and get someone to do something that they don't want to do. Or you're trying to make fun of him because of, the way that he answers or he tweets out. It's such a weird thing. But again, like maybe now he's learned something, right, I'm not going to talk much about like once and always, and then he'll only focus on cosmic fury.
I don't know.
I think there's a major kind of difference on some things. Does he need to not tweet out about everything? Yeah. Talk about the show when it comes up and then just kind of leave things until the end. You don't have to answer everything. Because I know I've asked him a question on once something and he didn't get back to me and I'm like, all right, cool. But then again, it's just different. But it's a weird thing, these showrunners. We're not used to it. Power Rangers has never had this sort of thing before because no one's really cared about social media.
Nope.
But yeah.
Yeah, this is a better way to handle it. So instead of going off on people the way he's doing.
Yeah. But it's just, I don't know. I think the range of fandom is great at times, but then some people take it way too far, and you're just like, okay, cool. And then you just walk away from it, and then see someone's got like 10,000 likes because they made him say mayonnaise. But here's a question for you guys then. Do you think that actors who have not been on the show for X amount of time, a large amount of time, should I say, should be able to write other characters And then, yeah, do you think that they should be able to write for other characters if they don't know the lore?
They should be able to.
Yeah. What are your thoughts?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think they should be able to do that.
Right.
If they've done their
if they don't
research
know the lore or
and
anything.
watched the show or have some type of, because again, it happens all the time when there's a TV show that's episodic. You know, you have so many directors coming in to direct an episode of say 10 episodes a season. You have 10 directors, so there needs to be some type of skeleton or a Bible, which is pretty much all the details that has been laid out for the overarching story for point A to point B, and each director can come in and fill that specific story.
Yeah.
So if they have that in place, then there wouldn't be an issue.
Plan ahead. You know, that's the lesson that the Star Wars sequel trilogy taught us. See what happened when they didn't do that. Speaking of which, and this is on topic, I swear to God, have you guys ever heard of a creative writing app called Campfire?
No.
Absolutely not.
It basically allows you to write not just the story, but the whole like Bible of it. Like you write outlines for your characters, your encyclopedia, the religions, philosophies, the maps, the world building, and you can write the manuscript there. Yeah, I'll tell you guys more about it later. And hey, they do sponsorship, so if we can get them on, that'd be great. But yeah, I think you guys.
You know what I use to create my stories? You know, Down on Legacy, The Gift.
Yeah.
What else I'm working on? Shit like that. I actually have notes on my phone, and I create my own Bible. Characters, ages, stories, and those. Not that hard.
Yeah. They have a mobile app too.
This is called Campfire.
Campfire, yeah.
Shit, I'm about to check them out.
Yeah.
See, I always think that you should massively always make notes on products and stuff like that, because if you have someone who comes in and they don't know what's going on, then it frustrates me from no end, like massively frustrates me. So Bibles need to be written, like they need to be done, so someone else later on can be like, oh yeah, so this character did this. Yeah, they did. Cool. Go for it.
Right. Or you will end up with a terrible situation. For example, you know, I come in and I direct the Batman sequel, but I have the Penguin as the good guy, Batman's the bad guy. I have Catwoman as Catman because, you know, 2023, we're woke over here. Because I didn't follow the Bible.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. It just annoys me for the context on why I asked that question for the viewers, so that they're like, what was he talking about? Basically, another thing that Simon has said was the fact that David wanted to tone down the marriage between between Kat and Tommy, and it rubbed me the fucking wrong way.
Hold the fuck up. He wanted to tone it down.
Yeah. So let me read.
It's already non-existent. So what he's trying to do with it now?
Yeah. So this is what someone. So a guy called Big Smile, like he turned around and said, "Out of interest, are Tommy and Kat married in O&A? Adam's comments imply so, and we see them married in future in Zeo. However, Kat Sutherland mentioned that in one script draft, Trini's death might have caused them to be estranged. Love to know more. Thanks for all your awesome work." Simon responds with, "Good question. In the writers' heads, off the back of DID, Dimension in Danger, Tommy and Kat are married and are parents to JJ. However, David Yost wasn't convinced, so we toned this right down in Once and Always." And I literally was just like, what the actual fuck? Why are you getting David to rewrite or to try and tone down something that didn't need to be addressed? We all know that they get married, and it just made me just kind of think that maybe David was trying to do it because he wanted more focus on him and Walter, and then the others get kind of pushed to the side. So
like a personal issue with him.
Yeah, like if you imagine like your partner gets basically put into a toy, and you're gonna be like, that's fine, it's all gonna be good, isn't it? It's all fine and juicy. Yeah, you'd be a bit more erratic, and then suddenly like David's like, no, tone that down. Let's give me and Walter more time. and it just irritates me on so many levels because you don't know. I don't know if David was going to try and rewrite it because maybe he thought, well, I didn't like this, I never have. Maybe I want to get Tommy back with Kimberly, and then that will make some of the fans happy. You know, it leads into so much stuff, and it's just like, what the actual fuck?
I'm over it.
I mean, I can understand the tone down if there was a period in time that Tommy just needed to take a break from everything for just to, de-stress from losing Trini, and it put so much strain on him. If that was the case, write it in. But guess what? We had a freaking time skip that didn't explain anything. It was rushed. They could have explained it, but they didn't.
I mean, if they, kept every scene in there that they were going to keep in there that was originally planned to be in there, probably would have been close to the Zack Snyder Justice League.
Okay, I'm good with that. Yeah. Split it up into two. Two specials.
Yeah, I mean, there are extra parts to Once and Always, but considering how since we first saw it and then now, like, it just makes me think that with everything one of my friends pointed out in a video, I just generally just think that this whole thing's so much in danger that there's no love. And I think that with Once and Always, with Cosmic Fury, we're going to see the production of that. And then according to Living Ranger Key, which is Josh, apparently saying like there's no Power Rangers media in 2024, so there's nothing planned for production. So he gives an entire year of fuck all, which is going to absolutely kill it even more.
You know how I feel about Power Rangers as a brand? You really want to know how we feel about it?
You love it. You want more of it.
I'm over it.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I've got very mixed feelings now ever since Once and Always, but now I'm very much kind of, if it ends, just let it die. Let the 30th be the end, and then we all move on, and we come back.
Let the fans take over at this point.
Yeah,
like we had good seasons. We had good times. Nothing can take that away from us.
It overstayed its welcome. You know, when that old, cousin or uncle that comes to every family reunion, like, damn, you still alive? I mean, I love you, but damn, should you had died a long time ago? You know what I mean? That's how Power Rangers is.
Yeah, I guess what makes me sad about it is I know that the brand still has potential. I know that there are things they still haven't done with it that they could do to keep it interesting. But if they're just going to repeat what they've done a bajillion times now, you might as well just end it.
Yeah, exactly. Just sing the song. Yeah. We're over it.
We'll remember it, come back and be like, do you remember that TV show where some people dressed in spandex? It's about 10 years ago. Did you guys remember that? Oh yeah, Mighty Turban 18 Angels. That's the one. That's the one right there.
I mean, everybody's over it. Investors over it. The studios over it. The actors over it. The creators over it. The directors over it. The EPs over it. The fans are over it. Everyone's just over it.
Yeah, I mean, like, you do still have like some good shows being put out there by fans that are taking it to the next level. I don't know, Phil. I hear Power Rangers Hybrids is going to really do that. I think people should go and see that when it comes out.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Well, we will see it.
It's got potential, man. Power Rangers still has potential. I hope that at some point they realize that and continue with that potential in mind.
Right.
I think
Power Rangers needs a 10-year break.
Power Rangers rehash.
The only thing we'll see is it's going to be toys, and that's it. 2024, toys, and that's it.
I just want to hear this theme song for Power Rangers. In the arms of an angel.
Oh God.
Hey, you sweet That's it. Just kill it off. Let's just have the eulogy for it. Like, come on, Power Rangers, just
Oh
die
no!
and rise again like a phoenix in a few years. Better.
You want to give them
right
just
now,
nah,
it's bad.
It's
nah,
when
man. Give them the same send off. That I forget the guy's name, but the singer that made the Pokemon thing, the original Pokemon thing. Give them the same send off for the ending for Power Rangers.
Mm.
Power
A
Rangers need to send off
melodramatic
like
singing.
they need to send off like how they did Trini. Just poof, be gone.
God, Jesus.
Okay, so here's a question. Here's a question for you. So like they announced tomorrow that that they're taking a 10-year break.
Yes.
Power Rangers comes back in 10 years' time, and it's exactly the same as carrying on for what Beast Morphers is like. What would you think?
No, absolutely not.
Nope, I would not. Nah.
If Power Rangers is the way it is now, it needs to come back completely drastically different formula, different everything, different tone, different marketed audience, different everything. It just needs to change because the formula we have for 30 years does not fucking work. It just does not work. It does not work. The audiences y'all catering to, the style directions that you guys are going to, the tone, the thematic themes that you guys are talking about is not working anymore. It did 30 years ago when people cared about that shit, but we got kids. We have a mass shooting every fucking year. Kids are more adult. They can handle a lot more.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
World's grown up. The world's grown up. You grow up too.
Exactly. But Power Rangers is so stuck in this perfect world where everyone here just drinks a damn juice and eats a celery stick and everything is okay. They never in class, but everybody's graduating high school. Where the fuck does that make sense? I don't understand. Come on now. Like, you guys are heroes. You guys could die at any given time. There's no stakes in these battles. What are you fighting for?
I mean, like every battle that they have, like thousands of people die or get displaced, but at least Tommy learns a lesson. That's what's important.
Yeah. They all learn a lesson. The power of friendship.
Yes, it's just not working. It is not working.
Yeah. A whole city can get blown up. Like, you can get thrown out of a 50-foot tall Megazord, but at the end of the day, dang, I done learned a lesson.
Yes, even though we are married and we have children together, we don't kiss or hold hands or acknowledge each other at all because Power Rangers. What the fuck?
Like, are they scared of affection? Like, the hell?
Power Rangers needs to end, man. If you're gonna shoot me, please don't use your frog gun, Ninja Steel. I don't understand.
All hail the frogs.
Well, but guys, if you choose to end Power Rangers now, we'll wave cheerfully like that gay couple in Once and Always, but also kind of half-heartedly. So we'll just like think of us being inserted in there like you did with those characters.
I'm pretty sure some type of way you just offended somebody.
If I'm gonna,
we can edit that out.
If I can go back to something, I'm gonna go re-listen to the audio drama.
Yeah.
I'm over Power Rangers like I am this episode.
Yes, I think like the point I was trying to make earlier was it seems too like they get closer and closer to just half-assing it and like just cobbling things together that they think will make for a memeable moment without really thinking much about good storytelling,
Right.
And you have good talent in our writers and creators behind this damn thing.
Oh yeah.
But it's like you got all of them in a room and they say, okay, create a great Power Rangers Once and Always story. And they had it because you can hear some of the behind the scenes stuff and some of the scenes they had to cut. There was a great story there, the great project. But you know what? We got to cut all that shit down and market it towards 2-year-olds. What? Why? That is the issue.
They think they're still catering to 2-year-olds that were born back in the fucking 90s.
Exactly. I just see my next door neighbor. He's 1 year old. He just walked out the house and said, "Watch my baby, bitch," to his mama. Like, come on now.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
But these kids are more adult, is what I'm trying to say. These kids can handle more. If you want to market towards children, They are not your normal average 4-year-olds. They literally have the mental capacity and maturity of 13 to 14-year-olds. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it. These kids are grown.
Right.
Yeah, and I get
These
the
kids are built
challenge.
different.
I get the challenge of trying to market toward both older audiences and people and like children at the same time. That's a hard thing to do. But I mean, if you got to make
Marvel
a pick, go
does
for
it well.
Yeah,
DC does it well.
Yeah, but I mean,
DC
like,
does not do it well.
It's yeah, not really. I mean, the Super Mario Brothers movie did it well. But I mean, my point is, I guess if you can't do that, go for the one that's going to bring you more bank. And the older audiences are the ones driving commerce on this thing, so go for them.
Exactly.
Yeah. You also have an arc that goes forward in Power Rangers.
Yeah, it's just really weird how no one at Hasbro, or even take this back to Bandai, Bandai and Saban and stuff. Like, if you want, like, we're the audience that this grew up with. You make it grow up with us, because we're the ones going out buying the toys. We're the ones buying the Lightning Collection, the Legacy line when that came out, and that all of it is expensive. Like, if I had a child and it was like, say they were like 6 or 7, they were like, I want a £30 figure, I'd be like, no, because you're just going to leave it everywhere and break it. I'd be like, you buy it when you can do. And it's just so weird how they've not learned this mistake. Like, let's market it at the older audience. They're the one with the disposable income. They're the ones who are watching the show, that are talking about it, because and then kids are going to watch it. Like, I keep referring this back to The Flash, back when it used to be really good. That's the target audience you go for, because kids are going to watch it anyway.
Exactly. I've been saying this for the longest. If Power Rangers adjusted the tone to fit that of the CW shows, it would be highly more successful, because you're opening yourself to a different market demographic that people will be interested. Superheroes are the #1 box office draw on the silver screen and the golden screen. I mean, it's just statistically proven to be that superheroes are the draw now. Power Rangers is so underneath the blanket, underneath the ground, near the Earth's core, just chilling by itself. And then, like, it's fine. We got 3 people to watch us. We're good. What the fuck?
But even then, like, that's just another example of the opportunities they aren't taking. Power Rangers are like their own brand of superheroes. They could go with that, but they don't. They don't tap into that market. They know how to do is repeat themselves over and over again.
If y'all need a 10-year plan, Power Rangers, listen to this. I would have a show dedicated towards the 7 to 8-year-olds. It would be a show. You already got a comic book called Power Rangers Academy. Now just adjust that to where it's Power Rangers in high school. That's already been done. We already know that. But every Power Ranger from every season has to go to a school to learn how to become a Ranger. Kind of like how they had that show, DC Superhero Girls, where all the kids was in school, all the superheroes. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I know that one.
Flip that to Power Rangers. There you go. You got children's programming that everyone can watch as well. Then come out with a big budget, tone up Avengers style Power Rangers film for the people on the big screen, for us older audiences. There you go. You got 2 medias going on. Give us a video game to fit in the middle. Something that's marketed towards teens or everyone. You give us 4 different type of styles of video games. A cheap beat 'em up for mobile. Then you got a big AAA title for console, rival Street Fighter or something like that. Then you have this big old adventure game that can go up with Marvel's Avengers and Marvel's Spider-Man. There you got 4 or 5 different medias of Power Ranger content that's bringing in revenue, bringing in different audiences, and also supporting your brand.
Yeah,
it's not that hard to do.
Yeah.
Now,
Hasbro, we take work as consultants, just to let you know.
And you guys are giving me the exact reasons why I'm worried about Cosmic Fury. It's 10 episodes at half an hour time span. There's no way you can do that. Like, if I hate to put down fan creations, but Shattered Past does it, Unworthy does it, and they can get a lot of story in like 5 to 10 minutes of an episode, but they cut it off way too early. I want to see more of these characters. I want it to go from point A to point B in a span of like 25 episodes where something is happening each episode. If you're going to do just clips of something that are 5-10 minutes long, then stretch it out to 30 episodes. Make it worth the while.
I mean, well, I agree, and then it would be nice to have it. It's also up to Net. Yeah, and also it's Netflix that are turning around. The thing is, like with Unworthy, like if you look at the Unworthy episode 4, which is 33 minutes long, and then the others are like 23 minutes long, they don't have the restraints of a network. So like I mean, it was 6 months when Ninja's Oath came out. It was 1 year when episode 4 came out. So we don't know when anything drops like this, and obviously they've got to have time. But Netflix have turned around and gone, we only want 10 episodes. So they have to work with that because it's not on, say, Nickelodeon where it's like 22 episodes or 20 episodes at least. But then with Netflix, you've got some of the restraints taken off. One thing I did want to kind of mention is when we talk about age ratings and stuff like that, is like look at like Adventures Endgame. Could you imagine you go through that entire thing, Tony snaps his fingers, and he goes, I am Iron Man, and he dies. And then suddenly everyone's like, oh my God, Tony. And then he goes, right, I'm okay. What's for dinner? And it's like, what? But Tony, you've just been like, I'm absolutely A-okay because kids can't see me die. I mean, because you'd all be super sad that I was gone. Like, I think if Power Rangers is going to go in this more adult tone, or if you're going to get rid of the kid element, make it for more adults. If it does really well on Netflix for the 10 episodes, cool. Maybe we'll get another 10 quite soon. We'll get a season 4 of Thingamabob. I don't know, of Cosmic Fury. But
Thingamabobs, I have plenty.
But we've already seen them take the darker tone with the children's series by killing off Zato.
Yeah, but with Zato, it was that they had to bring it back.
Okay, we get it. You're obsessed with the Little Mermaid that's coming out next week.
Yeah, I saw a preview for it. It doesn't look that bad.
It's probably
it's probably just going to be another like movie of all time. It's just going to be one that exists, you know.
Yeah, hopefully it's pretty good though. But I want to see it. I love Melissa McCarthy. I love Hailey Bailey. Like I want to see it.
I absolutely hate. Was it who's playing Ursula?
Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa, I absolutely hate her, and I will not support it because she's in it.
She doesn't look like she's going to do a bad job, but like, I mean, you can't top Pat Carroll. That's like trying to top Robin Williams as the genie. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's impossible. But the fact is, I just can't stand her. Can't stand Melissa. I just hate.
She kill your goldfish?
No, she killed part of my soul because she thinks that she's super funny in everything. And
2016.
Yeah, like she's not funny. She's annoying as shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, I probably would have gone seen Little Mermaid because I love the Little Mermaid. I love the original, but because she's in it, I'm just like, I don't want to see her fucking face.
But Mark, we have to address the real big thing that she's not doing.
What?
She's not a drag queen.
Is that what the one of the things that she said that they're all drag queens or something?
No, the original Ursula was based off of a drag queen.
Okay,
I just posted 2 Melissa McCarthy great little clips from SNL that you should watch. First of all, Pizza Business had me literally in a stroke, okay? And her being on pretty much, what is it, Jeopardy? No, what's the one, Wheel of Fortune? As the host, just watch those clips. It would change your opinion on Melissa McCarthy. She is very funny when she's free to do herself. This woman is genius, okay? I'll go back to that topic.
I just can't stand her. It's the same things like with the Flash. Like I will not go and see the Flash because of Ezra Miller.
Oh, I'm going to see it. I'm going to see it. I know he's an asshole, but I can completely separate the character from the actor. I'm going to see that because it's more than about Ezra Miller.
He just ruins it. I mean, I will watch it by other means, but I will not give my money to that one. I mean, I'll watch it in other means, and I don't condone other means if people know what it is. But I don't care, and I don't like Warner's decisions on stuff.
Yeah,
I just don't get why they get rid of everybody else yet keep a literal sexual predator.
Because
what is their logic?
So there are two things I reckon is their logic. Is one, they're scared of backlash on Twitter because Ezra, when he wants it, will say that he is either non-binary or he identifies as something else. So if you imagine, we fired Ezra today. Oh my God, I can't believe you did this. Like, you're such transphobes, you're such this, you're such that, you're such this. And then they've gone, we don't want the backlash. Or two, he has literally got stuff on all the people on Warner Brothers. And he's like, if you fire me, I'll leak this. And they're like, well, Ezra's going to be in the Flash for the next 20 years.
Or they actually got the mental help that they needed.
If I would say that, yeah, he could have had it right now. But the fact is, at the time, they didn't even address it. They didn't even say anything. But yeah, going on with Johnny Depp, they got rid of him like the drop of a hat over allegations. And when they were proven to be like Amber was lying, when Amber was lying and it was proved that Johnny was innocent, they didn't even do anything with Amber Heard. And that's when I just turn around and say, what the fuck? Again, it will be the same sort of thing. You can't get rid of her. You fired her. Yet she has ruined Aquaman 2 when no one's going to go watch it.
Yeah, she's in it. I know Amber Heard is an asshole, but when she put on that red rig and that green tight suit, she can shit on my bed. I'm just saying.
She's not a Little Mermaid now. I can't. I hate that. I would have gone and seen Aquaman 2 if she wasn't in it, but yeah, 15 minutes is too long. Even a second is too long.
I'm sorry, Amber Heard fans, and how you guys feel about how she is and her mental stability or issues, whatever it is. But when she plays Princess Queen Mirror, whatever her name is, I don't see Amber Heard. I see the character. When I see Ezra Miller play the Flash, I don't see Ezra. I see Barry Allen. You know what I mean? I can separate the two because we've been doing it for so long. Before this whole social media presence and everyone wants to get canceled and woke and all the type of stuff, there's been so many actors and directors and creators out there who has done far worse nefarious things, and we kind of just brush it under the shoulder because boys will be boys, and well, she wanted to make it in Hollywood type of an ideal thing. Like, if we're gonna set this precedent now where we just cancel everyone for one fucked up thing, we shouldn't judge everyone off of their worst day. Everyone has a bad day. We should just condemn someone based off of their one worst day. That's just my standpoint.
Yeah. Do you want to hate? Do you want to hate on everything, or actually make the world better? People are who make the world better, and if we want to do that together, we got to acknowledge that we're not perfect.
I agree to some degree on some of it. Like, I understand if you've made fucked up jokes in the past. No, I don't think you need to be cancelled if you've proven to change. Like, say, like with James Gunn. Yeah. Like, he made some fucked up jokes 10, 15 years ago, whatever it was, but he has improved, and I think it's absolutely fine. Like, you know, he doesn't think about that sort of stuff anymore. He doesn't say it in public anyway. We don't know if it's not, and things have completely changed. And I will say, yeah, I will give him a chance when he's directing these things, and I'll go see his work because, again, it's good. But when you have, like, say, Ezra and Amber, if they had, again, done jokes, yeah, fine. But the amount of stuff that they've done over time to me at least, doesn't outweigh to be like, we'll leave it. Because then at the end of the day, you're supporting them. So when they turn around and go, say, Warner Brothers or whoever, Marvel, and then comes back and goes, do you know what? They got enough money, so we're going to make them in other projects. I don't support that sort of stuff. Again, if it's something harmless that they've said, look, I'm not that person anymore, fine. But with the amount of stuff that they've both done, I'm not going to sit back and go, oh, that's absolutely fine. I don't think it's fine, and it's behavior that we shouldn't encourage.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, fucked up jokes and stuff can be easily redone, as in, like, you know, apologize for, and then obviously we can see their ways. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. I know everyone's gonna be different, and you know, if you want to go see Aquaman, awesome, cool. I hope you have a nice time. And same thing with the Flash. I hope you have a nice time. I just won't be giving my money to them because fuck those guys.
Yeah, I mean, see or don't see whatever you want based on whatever reason you see fit. It's just like, you know, choosing whether or not you want to celebrate Christmas, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
But yeah, Michael Keaton is Batman. I'm happy to see him back, and from what I'm hearing, he's basically stealing Ezra Miller's own movie from him. So whether or not we go see it, we can at least be satisfied by that.
I just don't know why Ezra's got the Flash has got his bat suit, and it's just a bit weird because yeah. Oh, also they may have got rid of my boy Grant Gustin. Fucking dirty scumbags that for doing that.
Who?
I heard Grant. So, what happened? What I missed?
Okay, so basically, you know who Grant Gustin is, the Flash on the CW.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you've all seen the episode where Ezra Miller is actually in the Flash, and they make the whole thing of the multiverse.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So apparently there was a deal made, so that I think Ezra wanted to be on the CW Flash, or they were going to get him to be in the Flash. So they agreed, and they did that entire scene, and it's like, oh my god, like this links everything together. So they were going to extend the same thing to Grant, so he was going to make a cameo in the Flash movie. You know, could have just been a thing like, oh my god, I see you again, whatever it was, I don't know. Apparently now they dropped that scene, or they dropped Grant, and I'm like, he's been carrying this for like 9 fucking years. You give that boy some fucking respect as shit. Yeah. And then yeah, they apparently just like ditched his scene, and I'm like, you fucking sons of bitches.
Yeah, they all kind of got. Again, it's everyone knows when something is overstayed is welcome, which is why some of these characters left the Flash. Like Cisco, one of my favorite characters, Vibe out there. He was like, you know what? We know this shit ain't dying off with his own life support, so I'm bouncing out. Then you had Caitlyn bouncing out. You had all these people bouncing out.
They got other projects they want to do. They got their careers to consider.
Exactly. And poor Candace, Iris. I know she's like, goddamn fuck, why did I get saved this time? Like, this was my out, and they keep saving me. Like, I know she's in some damn pain right now. She keep getting saved.
I think it's just turned into the Iris show. It's constantly, it's just all about Iris.
Yeah, I don't know. The Flash. I'm glad this is the final season because it seems like everyone is just tired. They want to do other things, and possibly those doors has been shut because they've been stuck with the show for 9 years.
Yeah.
When in reality, that's probably 10 or 11 years they've been playing these characters because, you know, post-production and pre-production, all that type of stuff. So it's kind of like they want to do other things, and those doors has closed. Opportunities has been given up to other people because they've been stuck on this one contract. I guess that's a good, what you call that, blessing and a curse, where you get to live out your dream as an actor. But when something goes on for so long, like 10 plus years, it kind of hinders you and stilts you into this one character where you have to stay for the rest of your life. So I don't know. That's a question. How would you guys feel being an actor? Would you want a very successful, long-running TV show like The Flash to be yours? Or did you want to just say, you know what, let me try to go for the blockbuster films or the movie route? What route would you guys take?
I mean, we'll go with the blockbuster film. Maybe blockbuster, but franchises are tempting. That kind of money is tempting.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of notoriety too.
Yeah, I think personally, I would like it if it was like if I was the Flash and I was playing it, I would be really okay. But I think that if I was looking at the scripts and I was looking at the story, I would be like, can we change some of this? Can we, like, you know, I'm the star of the show. I'm not going to be a massive prick, but I would like this to slightly change. But I would like to see progression. I would probably say maybe 10 to 15 seasons I could do it. And then depending on ratings and stuff like that. Movie-wise, I probably wouldn't because, you know, you don't know if you're going to get more films. Like, you know, look at Tom Holland. Like, he's an amazing Spider-Man. But how many more films is he going to be like, oh, I can't be bothered, because they're not like straight away, are they? They're not like, oh, there's another film next year or next week or something. So it's limited. But I would definitely go for a franchise. I'd be like, fucking sign me until the end of time.
Me, I think it will fall on the projects because some people lucked out who can do both. Viola Davis is a big one. She's a huge movie star, but she's also a huge television star with How to Get Away with Murder, the Peacemaker show, and now her own show, HBO Max, called The Amanda Waller Show. So it depends. For me, just going out there, I think I would want to go for a film franchise, sort of like the Hunger Games and Jennifer Lawrence route. And let me just do this 3 films, see how it goes from there. If I connect with the audiences with the 3 movies, good. If not, then throw me on a TV show. You know what I mean? I just want to test out both waters. So give me a franchise first.
Right. I'll take the movie deal, and then, like you said, that works out, and then put me on the TV run.
Yeah. But hey, it works out for some people. Some people get some great jobs. I mean, Shailene Woodley, I think she's a good actress. From the Divergent film series, she got some good films after that, but then after that, her career just kind of went. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's the risk you take being an actor, because you never know when's your next meal going to come. So locking into a television show, it kind of secures your bag. But then again, it hinders you to being only that one character. So it's, again, blessing and a curse.
I think, again, it depends on the sort of show as well, because I was looking at, like, we've got you guys have had it in America, but it didn't do very well. But we have an English soap opera called EastEnders. And while EastEnders was it's a good show, most of the actors are always on it all the time, and they've never been in anything else. So I always wonder, like, would you just get stuck into that role all the time, or would you just be like, oh, I hate this, and want an out at some point?
I don't know. Again, like you said, I guess it depends on. I don't know. That's a more weighted question, because you never really know if something's going to be successful to actors out. For one, the Wonder Woman TV show that they had prior to the movie with Adrian Pitlicky, the pilot that I saw was actually pretty good. Yes, it was a working pilot where they had some things to work out, but it was a testing ground. It could have been successful if they would have put it out. But one, I liked what they did with the Diana Princess and the Diana of the Mascara, 2 different characters within itself, as well as her being the hero Wonder Woman herself. I kind of like the aspect of splitting yourself into 3 personalities. But they did give it a shot. So again, it depends on if you put the project out, because you can never really tell if something's going to be successful or not.
So yeah, I'd like to, like, say, go into a TV series, and then hopefully it goes into a film.
That's why actors have agents. They can predict this shit. Good ones anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm
Do
sorry,
you guys
Mark,
have any agents? Like, would y'all want an agent, or did you guys want to go freelance it?
I would want an agent if they were getting me constant work. I wouldn't want an agent if say like, oh, we've got a TV role, and then, like, say 6 months later, I'm still looking for work for you. About, no, you're fired. I want the best agent, and as long as I was getting constant work, I'd be like, fine, it's worth the money.
Right.
Okay, a question. What if your agent was finding you all these auditions, but you just wasn't booking them? Would you still keep that agent around?
I would be wondering why I'm not being booked. I would probably keep him around for a while. If not, then I'd just be like, fuck this shit. I'll find someone else, and I would just jump from agent to agent.
Yeah, because I asked that question because I do know someone personally who agent is working overtime, finding them so many auditions, television, film, and things like that. But they're not booking. They're like, well, I'm gonna fire them because they're not getting me any jobs. And it's kind of like, no, that's a reflection on you. If you're not booking the jobs, the agent's job is only there to get you into the door. If you can't keep that door locked or lock down yourself a seat at the table, then that relies on you. You know what I mean? That kind of like, what's your talent? How are you approaching these auditions? What characteristics are you doing? So you kind of got to look at yourself at that aspect. So it's not fully 100% up to your agent. So I think it's a split decision here.
Yeah. I'd just like, I'm not booking it, so why? But I'd want feedback. So I'd want my agent to say, all right, Mark, you auditioned for Power Rangers today. That's absolutely great. You didn't get the role, but here's the feedback. And then that's up to me going, all right, hit me with why am I shit? You know, or I wouldn't just be like, see you later, fuck this. You know, but I'm the best actor there is. It's their fault. So yeah, I wouldn't blame my agent. I'd be blaming myself for being a shit person.
Yeah. At a certain point, you just need acting classes.
Facts. Right. And people, again, singers, actors, artists, doesn't matter what you do. People think once they land that job, they could stop practicing. It's kind of like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
You're only as good as your last job. I mean, do you think Beyonce just stopped singing, stopped dancing when she gets a tour? That woman's always in the studio. That woman does daily vocal warm-ups. She has a acting coach. She has vocal coach. Like, this is why Beyonce is fucking Beyonce. This is why people call her a damn demon worshiper and a robot. Because she's on such level of artistry and self-improvement that people don't do it. Oh, let me smoke this blunt every day and wonder why I can't sing because my voice is like that. You get mad because Beyonce can sound like she's 12 years old. That's your fault. Stop smoking weed. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be bad. So you can't call people a devil worshiper because they're actually doing what they're supposed to do. They have the lung capacity to sustain a 2 to 3 hour show, and you could barely sing 4 minutes because your lungs is done because it's filled up with weed and smoke and alcohol and all this shit.
There you go. There you go.
Leave Beyonce alone.
Yeah, leave the queen alone. Leave Darrell's queen alone.
Leave Mama Queen alone.
Yeah.
I just imagine, like, could you imagine if they came out and went, so yeah, Beyonce's a robot. I reckon you'd be like, who the fuck is the manufacturer? I will pump as much money as I can straight into this.
And I'll also pump something else straight into that too, if you know what I mean.
Oh Lord.
Yeah.
She has one setting.
Beyonce, don't get us canceled. I was just joking.
Or was he?
The Beehive on the code next to the Western Global News podcast. We have been shut down.
We've sent the robot, the droids across, and it's just Beyonce.
But no, seriously, if you guys want to be an artist is very general. If you want to be a singer, dancer, actor, writer, producer, creative, all around artist, and you got to keep practicing. You got to keep proving yourself. Doesn't matter what job you get, you always got to do better.
Yeah.
We book interviews here with some big, very notoriable people. Is that a vernacular? Is that a word?
Notoriable.
There we go. My English is completely my second language, apparently. But yeah, we still improving. We still practice every day.
Mm-hmm.
Success isn't an achievement; it's a mindset.
That part.
Like if you're not prepared to put in the work, you ain't ready for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you think that all you have to do is say I practice till I make it, then you ain't made nothing yet.
like nah, that ain't nothing.
Right. But anywho, seems like that concludes this episode. We had some great topics, some great discussions going on, and some little bit of randomness because I don't even know where half of these topics and connections between the next topics went. They went left and right, up and down. But that's the charm of the Global Nerdz podcast. We never really always on script because we don't even have a script half the times. And when we do, we ain't looking at it.
Oh, does anybody... I forgot to ask you guys, does anybody have like a hardest video game boss story?
Oh yeah.
Everybody here.
The guy from Metal Gear Rising, the thingy guy, that's the one who I can't ever beat and I hate him.
The psycho boss that knows your move.
I don't know. I don't have one because I barely complete games. So I don't know.
Metal Gear Rising. You talking about probably. You probably talking about him.
We couldn't hear nothing you said because you went out like a boss.
God damn it. Shit.
All right, you're back.
Okay, Mark was saying Metal Gear Rising. Like, I think the hardest boss in that would be Armstrong.
That's it. That's the one I cannot beat.
Shoot, I would say the hardest boss I ever went up against in any video game would probably, and I'm probably going to get shit for this because everybody says them, would be fucking Sephiroth.
In Kingdom Hearts or
in general, Kingdom Hearts, Sephiroth, Final Fantasy, Sephiroth, any version of him, you're getting laxed.
He's not as hard in Final Fantasy.
I mean, he's not, but if he hits you with that ultimate, you're pretty much done.
Yeah. The two guys who really fucking challenged me, Sans from Undertale and the Orphan of Kos from Bloodborne. Orphan of Kos especially. The dude literally fucking swings at you with his placenta.
I have no idea who these people are because, again, after all the games that I have purchased, I think I've completed 2%.
Dang.
2% of all games has been completed. I'm literally looking at my PS5 and Xbox staring at me collecting dust. Like, you can even tell the color of this game system. They just have dust on it.
Bro, don't you hate it when you lose time for that?
Yeah, I mean, I have free time, but it's kind of like, do I want to pick up a video game or do I want to watch a movie, YouTube, write, make music, do something like what? I could do something else with my time. I could take a nap.
Right.
I still feel like we should make, like, as a society, we should make more time for video games because, like, at least an hour of that shit a day, it helps your problem solving a lot. Apparently, it helps older people who were dealing with arthritis. Like, that shit's great, especially like if you want to be a creator or a storyteller. Honestly,
right.
So an hour of video gaming a day, an hour of reading a book a day, an hour of masturbation to release stress and help with blood pressure and everything like that. That'll work. These are all things that are doable.
You got me wondering if any of these are actual statistics.
Yeah,
they are. You can Google them. Daily masturbation would definitely help a lot of people. There'd be a lot of less mass shootings out there. You just get off.
In hours worth?
They'd have no motivation because they'd have no motivation to do anything.
Yeah, they just be so in an orgasmic state.
it would just be a very climactic ending every single time.
Boom.
And that is how we're going to end this episode. See y'all next week.
Later.
Later, people.
Oh, thank you.